started to turn my dreams into reality. I speak it out and then I got a prophecy. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Dapper Chats. It's so good to be back again. I'm here with an absolute superstar and an awesome dude that I met a couple of years ago while on tour with Nasty C. I want to welcome Teddy. Welcome, so good to see you, bro.
Awe. How's it? You nice, brother?
Good, man. Congratulations on the song.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Congratulations on your song too.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Both absolutely doing what we love to do and chasing our dreams, eh?
Yes, that's what we're doing, brother. That's what we always think about.
Nice. What are you up to today? What have you got on the plans?
I just left the house and I came here. I'm at Teleman's house right now, and we're about to shoot something with Lusty, like a performance or something.
Awesome.
So that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you up to tonight?
I've just been doing a little bit of just catching up on some music stuff. I've done a lot of meditation, deep breathing exercises. So I've been doing the Wim Hof breathing and stuff. So it's been fantastic. It's a good way to start the day. So.
Awe, that's out here. That's out here.
I'd like to kick it off by asking you. So, like, what gave you the inspiration for the green light?
Like going back to making music all over again. So what happened was I've been working on this book called Good Games to Play, and one of my rewrites ended up to Junior, right? And I mean, I had no thought of going back to music, but when you saw what I've been working on and everything, I was like, yo, bro, like the pen and what you're writing is like is you've improved and everything. I think if you're going back to do music, don't do hip hop like you did. Just do the type of music you listen to right now and everything. So Green Light, it's like those are the type of music I listen to, and yeah, the inspiration is mostly like how we feeling. Like really, it's not like it's based on a certain girl or a certain person. It's just like what the feeling was. It's just what we were feeling when we were in the studio, and that's what we made Green Light.
Yeah. Awesome. So
yes,
you're basically taking it back and it's coming from the heart. It's not forced or anything.
Yeah, no, it's not forced. Like even how I'm doing the music and like recording, it's not forced. I don't feel forced that I should go to studio and make a song now. If we feeling the vibe, then we go to studio and we do something. If we're not feeling the vibe, then we don't. You know, we're taking it step by step, because the most important thing in that music, and for me when I listen to music, is the feeling. It's like I just don't. Like I believe that music is like a background right now. People put music and just to talk and everything, but like for me it's a different story. Music is a feeling. Music actually does make me happy or make me sad. So like it does touch my emotions more than anything. And if I'm working on Ears of Teddy, I wanna try to put it at least to where even I, when I listen to it, I must feel that, because if I'm able to feel it too, I think other people will get the same feeling.
Yes, 100%. And music is a feeling. Like the way, I honestly just can't stop dancing around every single time that I listen to that song. I just start moving. I'm like, you agree, like, you know, and it literally.
It's the vibe.
The vibe that you put into that, the energy that you've actually put into it, it's magnified tenfold, and it's everything operates on a vibration. We've had this conversation before, and I feel like you've really nailed that with this whole song. It's really it's about a vibration, and that vibe that you put out, and the energy like the energy along with the song itself.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, you know where I'm big at. Like for me, it's mostly about the emotions, the feelings, and the vibration and all of that. I'm so in tune with those type of things. And right now I'm just trying to express that, like through music, through pictures, through words, through everything. Like I'm just trying to express myself in a way that you would understand and feel what I'm feeling. Not because just because I believe that there's so much that we can do if we paid attention to how we feel. Because like if you think about it, it's like your feelings are never wrong. If you feels like this is a bad deal, most of the time it'll be a bad deal. If you feels like this feels right, because it is right. You get what I'm saying? So if we paid attention to our feelings and like how we feel, I think we'd really get so much accomplished. And for me, for this music, it's like it's a feeling thing more than anything. I just want
Yeah.
to feel, get people to feel what I'm feeling.
Do you feel like we're living in a society where we're cut off from our feelings and we're more about the moment and like trying to like live in a moment or what, but we're not listening to our actual gut feeling oftentimes?
Uh, and I think everybody has like feelings. It's just that I don't think people pay attention to them. I believe that there's these two yous inside everybody, and for some people, I think they like in tuned, and like if they want to do something, they agree, and everything. But for some people, they disagree so much that if the other person speaks, it's still the same person. But if like the other person speaks, the other person can't hear, and now that's where it get mixed up. A lot of people are lying to themselves and everything. They don't pay attention to how they really feeling. It's like a lot of people wanna go around feeling like I'm okay, I'm fine. It's fine to feel fucked up. It's fine to feel pain. It's fine. Just feel it, because once you feel it, you're able to overcome it. You get what I'm saying? And for me, if I'm making music or anything, that's the most important thing, to get people to feel. Because the most important thing, like in the world, is to be happy. And with some people are so unhappy, but they can control it based on what type. Because what one thing that I think is really important, if you paying attention to like your feelings and everything, then you're able to control what type of energies are coming to you, what type of, because you know that if this is not making me feel uncomfortable, then it could be for me, or it could be that I'm so lost in this certain idea, I can't adapt to this one. But once I start paying attention to that feeling, then I'm able to move on, I'm able to grow, or even leave whatever way that I feel I should do, but I need to realize it first. You
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying? And yeah, and it's like with even the music, like some people, like for me it happens a lot. Like if I'm in a bad mood, and I play this song that I really relate to, it can pull out like tears in my eyes, and I'll end up crying and everything. But once I'm crying, I'll understand why am I crying so much, and everything, because it's a question opens up the mind, I believe.
Yeah.
It opens up the mind.
What sort of questions should we be asking our minds? Like, there's a lot of people, they're like, okay, well, how do I start to feel, or where do I start with this? What's a bit of advice, that you can give to the listeners that can drive them and also steer them in the right direction? Because there's so many different directions, so many distractions through life that distract us from our actual life purpose, whatever that is. Like
I
what's
think the only I think the only question everybody should ask themselves is, are you in tune with your soul? Because like if you think about it, the soul knows best. The soul is trained so well. It's perfect in a way. It's the only thing closest to perfect. It knows what's right. It knows what's wrong. It knows everything. The only thing is like, are you in tune with your soul? Do you listen to it, or when it speaks, it sounds so foreign that it's so negative because it's right? Because remember, people now they watch channels and listen to radio and watch podcasts. They just want to hear only the people that want to tell them they right. Once you have a different perspective about that, then you're wrong and you need to be cancelled, and that's that. You get what I'm saying? But it's fine. The world can do that, but we can't do that to ourselves. So the only thing people should really think about is, are you in tune with yourself? Because your soul knows best. It knows you more than you know yourself. Like it knows you. And this is another thing people must remember, is that the brain, bro, is like, it's smarter than you in a way that it knows your fears, it knows your weaknesses, it knows where you're good, it knows where you're bad. So like it could, and remember that it's designed to protect you, right? So it won't let you go to certain things. So if your brain, you've decided like to create your brain and made it to a thing that you can't even listen to your soul when they speak, because the soul, I look at it as like the subconscious mind in a way, and But how I look at it, honestly speaking, I look at it as a God. That's if they saying like God made a human being and put his fucking soul in that thing, then that's what he put, your soul. And if that thing is really trained by God, then it knows best. And people that end up tuning in and listening to that, they know where to go. Because you understand, if you understand the soul and you understand everything, and you like in the business we're in, or even like writing books or whatever you're doing, but for whatever we can do, there will always be a target market. If there's a target market and everything, right? That's there and everything. If you understand how people feel, their feelings, then you know where when they're trying to go up or trying to take it down. If they want to go left or stand right, it makes life easier for you if you understand feelings and how people feel. Because at the end of the day, these are emotional creatures. They work with feelings. Everything for them is like it's feelings. They justify it with logic, yes, but it's like it's feelings. You get what I'm saying? It's emotions.
Yes.
And for me, the question people must ask themselves is like, are you in tune with your soul? Are you, basically?
Yeah. And when you say that, are you, do you feel like it's taken you a while to find who you are, or I know that you've done a lot of deep searching inside of yourself over the
Yeah.
last year or two. Like, what was that pinnacle moment where you really found yourself?
I think a lot of people will never find it. And even for me, it's kind of hard to find. It'll be super hard. You know why? Like I'm saying, the brain is designed to protect you. There's a part where you get, and it feels like you're on top of the cliff, and you don't know if you should jump or keep standing. A lot of people they decide to keep standing, so it's kind of hard. It's like unlearning. Basically, it's like unlearning yourself that I'm not like a lot of people. They hide behind that. I'm not this person. I'm not that. I'm not this. Ah, yeah. These are all habits we made in our brains, bro. We all the same. We just think different thoughts. You get what I'm saying? Like, but we all the same people. We just think different thoughts and everything. And for me, finding myself, I had to take a left. And my brain kept saying me, no, but you need to go right, you need to go right. But I had to take a left. And that left brought me to here. And for a moment, it felt like it was the word, it was the voice of God in my ear saying, take this left, take this left. But then I realized that no, it's the other me that was speaking. But the other me, which is the soul, I'm so distant from him that I don't even hear him when he speaks, because he's always telling me to go left. Then I go right, then my right flops. And I'm like, oh, I should have listened to the other guy and went left. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think it's the hardest thing to find. It's like, bro, it's like if I told you to unlearn your name right now, unlearn that you're from Australia, unlearn everything that you know about yourself. It's hard. And it's like we're so emotional that we don't want to hear what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And so I had to agree that, okay, bro, you dramatic, you this person, but like the minute you don't lie, the minute you say the truth, that's when you really find yourself and what's true. Like people should stop fighting for being right and fight for what's true. It's okay to be wrong as long as you found the truth, you know. And that's how I'm feeling. So it's like for me, there is a lot of work. There is a lot of work. I actually read a lot of books and everything. And what I realized is to trick myself and to find myself. Really, I did look inside me a lot and everything. But what helped me a lot is understanding that history repeats itself. Like it repeats itself like all the time. It will always repeat itself. These personalities been invented since the start of time, and there'll be like a jealous person being that way since the start of time until now, and it ends the same. So for me, it was to look at people with similar personalities as me, and starting from this friend, the other one. You get what I'm saying? Is the fake best friend and this one. You know, so yeah. So sorry, they're disturbing me here, brother. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it was for me and everything. But really, it's like it history repeats itself, and if you understand that there's someone that has been like you, everything you could ever do has been done before, then you understand that you can go back to the history and check. Because how do you know you're right if you don't stress test anything you're doing? That's why I keep preaching this thing of having two views. You get what I'm saying? Because if you every time you get a thought, then it's time, let's go, yeah, we're right and everything, you're gonna end up losing so much, because it can't be always right. It's not that type of world. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to have and invent that other you that would say no. And for me, that was my biggest problem. I was only functioning with one me, and now I have two me's inside me, and I listen to both of them. It's kind of hard to get them to agree. Trust me, it's very hard. And it's like when someone is speaking about learning. Like, nah, bro, it's hard to learn, but it's also hard to unlearn. And it's like if you don't know how to unlearn, you're not gonna learn because it's like you're gonna keep holding on to your opinions, and you never stress test them because you feel like you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. So me, that was my biggest problem. Like I needed stability inside me. I needed validation for myself to have this like I wanted these two me's to be in harmony. And like, well, I mean, I feel like it helped me a lot because look at the music now. Look at the book I'm working on. I actually like what I'm writing, and everything. And the videos I'm working on, everything. Like in terms of my career and where I am with my life and my relationship with my family, or even with like my girlfriend, somebody, or even with my friends. Like I'm such in a good space because I get myself now. Like I understand myself way better than I did. So yeah,
Man, that's
that's what.
fantastic. It's honestly fantastic, and
Yeah,
it's so inspirational to hear you speak like this because it is something that a lot of people do struggle with. Well, you mentioned that you've got that you've written a book, and this is something that we've touched on before. That's an absolutely amazing feat, especially someone at your age too. Like that's
yeah.
incredible. Like, can you tell me a little bit about this book?
The book is called Good Games to Play, right? And then so like what it's based on is it's not a book that speaks about me. Basically, what happened it was I always wanted to do a book with pictures, right? Where I'll put like pictures and everything. But then when I went to this trip that I took and everything, I asked myself and I couldn't figure out that when I thought of writing the book, where I thought I was gonna get the words. Like I knew I can take the pictures, but I didn't think about where I was gonna get the words. And I had this title in my head, but it was like a photo shoot or an idea or something, and it kept stretching and stretching and stretching, and like something said, "Yo, try writing a book." I mean, and I was looking for a skill that didn't need much required. I had a laptop and I had my brain, and that's all I needed, right? And information to write about a certain thing. And then this title kept running in my head. Then finally, I broke it down, saying, "Okay, good games to play." So basically, what I'm doing is I'm breaking down games the way you know them, right? Games but I'm also trying to give you like some valuable information, like to that process, just to make like an example. There's a chapter called Broken Telephone. You know the game Broken Telephone, right? Yes, yeah. So it like it only like I'm telling you about the game and everything, but the only thing that I'm really speaking about is communication, of how important it is to listen, how important it is to speak up, to ask. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like it's a book that's based on that. And the only reason why I even felt like I wanted to write it so much is because I got obsessed to reading books and like reading down in books and everything. And I realized that after I'm done, 2 weeks after, I only get to remember 10% of what I read in the book. So I was like, I need to put this information down. And how this information was, I was reading so much, it was generating my own thoughts on these things. So I was continuing to what that other person was writing about and that information and being able to structure it in my own way. So I put it all down and I'm still on that process. I'm looking to drop the book in like 5 years. Yeah, I'm taking too long. And also, that's where I'm at, and what I realized that a year is short for me. A year is short for me. I prefer making a decade plan. Like I prefer dreaming in a decade than a year. So like that's what also I like about my life right now. I have projects I'm working on right now that I wish to drop in 10 years. I have projects that I'm working on right now that I wish to drop in 5 years. I have projects that I'm working on right now I'm willing to drop in a year. So right now I understand the infinity and temporary, and I'm playing both games, and that's what I speak about in the book. Like it's nice.
Man, that's so good. That's so good. And with this, coming back to the song Green Light, with this, what's your with this song? What's your plan next? Like, are you going to be releasing a music video? Have you filmed a music video for it? And like, is there going to be a bit of a like I don't know? Is there going to be a second kind of song, or is this to do with an EP, something like that?
Yeah. So with this one, this was like this is the first single out the projects that I'm working on, Ears of Teddy. I'm gonna be releasing a lot of music, but like step by step. And obviously for this one, I'm still trying to push it as much as possible. You know, like I'm trying to do like those digital performance. I'm trying to do interviews. I'm trying to shoot a video for it. I'm trying to do whatever that will be able to take it and introduce me to a certain people. So the next songs and everything they lend to at least certain listeners. You know, so I'm using this one as like
Yeah.
to stretch everything and like understand where everybody's at. But this is like this is probably like on the songs I have right now. Maybe that's like it's like number 3 on my favorites. Yeah, it's like number 3. So I think so I can last. I have better songs than Green Lights, and that's what I'm enjoying and happy about. But I also like Green Lights, and I think Green Lights is I like the feeling. I think it's a good song, and it's not even about anything. Like I just want to push it because like I like the song, you know. It's not even about crowds or anything now. It's like I like the song, so I'll push it to the best of my ability. So I know it's like everybody knowing yourself, bro, is so nice. Like trust me, like if I know that like with my first song I pushed till yeah, I get tired to pushing it after 2 months, then now I know the next time it's okay. I break down after 2 months. So everything I need to do it in the space of 2 months. Okay, when I get to 2 months, okay, I'm already breaking down. I'm gonna need help. I need who and who and who to elevate and take it to 4 months. You get what I'm saying? If you understand yourself better, yeah. So that's why people should stretch for their limits. But your limits don't start from the beginning. They start when they end. If I know that when I get to 30%, I get tired. I need someone that will elevate me to 50. Then
Yeah.
from 50, I need someone that will put me to 70. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they don't get that because they always move from 0 to the point where they get tired. It's fine. It's nice. But then you always live in the loop. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you need to start at 40 and go higher. So
Yeah.
basically, you need to do all of this. Yeah. And right now, one thing I'm trying to do is figure out a blueprint for myself of how to push and how to do this and actually find myself in this little space of music. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. And with Green Light, it is a green light for me. Really, it's a
Yeah.
green light. This is like a green light for me. Yeah, it's such a green light, like in terms of a lot of things. And I just feel like I'm gonna have fun with this. This is like I'm gonna have fun with this so much, bro. I'm not even like I'm having fun right now. I'm enjoying like the response. I'm enjoying everything, but I'm just trying to see my limits. You know, like I'm just trying to see how far I can take it. How far can I keep going with the ball. So it's not about music videos. It's about how far can I push the ball? How far can I take it? You know, that's my purpose.
And what I
To
love
see my limit.
about, so what I love about you, bro, and what I love about what you're doing with this is the only competition here is yourself. You know, you're
Yeah,
not in competition with anybody else. Fuck the rest of it.
nobody.
It's just purely about what you can do and how far you can push yourself. And I love that. That's very inspiring, bro, because a lot of people put themselves up against or compare themselves to somebody else. But it's not like that. That's what the world's put on people. The world's put that
Yeah,
on people. But the true meaning of like I don't know, for myself, I only compare myself to me because that's who each time I want to do something, I want to do better at it for myself. And the same way that you're doing
yeah,
that, like you said, limit that the limit is not where you start, but it's where you last end, last finish,
yeah,
that's what you want to put
yeah. And I think the key thing that I'm like what's really important with what you're saying. It's not that competition is a bad thing. If you don't compete, you won't grow. Because
Yeah,
how do you know you're right if it's just you? So there needs to be a certain competition. But it needs to, for me, I just feel like if you're doing good, it's kind of hard for me to feel jealous.
yeah,
It's very hard for me. If I'm going to tell you, bro, you're shutting it down. If you're doing bad, you know, I can't even tell you I'm that person. I'll tell you that, bro, this one is not working for me. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying? But that one is like for me, like speaking for me, it never works. It doesn't touch me like how my own words touch me. Like the person inside me when we compete, like yo, I need to win, you know, and he needs to win too. And it's nicer. Like it's nicer. I get to see where I'm wrong and where yeah, I'm right, but inside me without feeling judged. You get what I'm saying? Like without feeling nobody judging me because this is like it's inside me and it's happening in my own head. But truth is, for me, I don't. I'm not against competition. Competition is actually a good thing. You know, competition is very nice. It gets people to grow. Because once you stop seeking, reaching, you know, and stretching, you don't grow. You get comfortable. So you need to compete, but you need to compete with a person that's bigger than you. It's just like how there's so many things we can talk about and everything, but for me, like if there's a president and you speak about God, definitely I'm gonna listen to what you said about God than the president, because in my head I was structured, God is bigger. You get what I'm saying? So if there's gonna be a competition and everything, my side and everything, I'd rather compete with the God than the president. You know, and inside me and everything, I just want to compete with myself, because that's like the hardest thing for me. You know, that's like I'm trying to please that person inside me so much that it's very hard, because he wants a lot, and I think where all of these things come from and everything. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, so how they train you guys there and how they make you look at life and everything is kind of different from how a lot of people look at it, but it's the same. You know, it's just that they living life their own way and everything. So I don't battle with that, but but I'm but I know how my brain is trained and like and everything. Like I feel so much. Sometimes I need to, I like for me it works, you know, to go back and forth with this person and trying to please this person and trying to please, because at the end of the day it's still me. You know, I'm pleasing myself.
Yeah. No, that's epic.
Yeah,
That's epic, man. It's so good to hear. Like it's when you talk, there's so much similarities. Bro, I was obviously raised a pastor's son, like in the church my whole life. So when you talk,
yeah,
like you obviously do, and like when you talked about unlearning things and learning things and opening a mind and like to the that bigger thing, that's something that really grew me. Where like I went from one point where and so many of the things that I knew in the past line up to the stuff I believe now, but it's just with a bigger,
yeah,
even bigger, a bigger view of it, because I'm like, well, I've been through a bit of life now and experienced things, and I can see that for yourself too.
yeah,
You've been through life and you've experienced things, and now you've really grown into who you are as a person and what your goals are and ambitions are and drive
yeah,
and reach too. It's awesome to see, bro.
yeah. I think everybody needs to feel like that about themselves. Like I think confidence comes from knowing that if I fall, somebody will pick me up, you
Yeah,
know, or something will pick me up. And for me, my confidence was always there, but I had no trust like that, that if I fall, anybody will pick me up. Right now, I don't mind falling because I know I'll pick myself up. You know, that's why I'm saying it's hard. You need to take a left when your brain is telling you to take right. Sometimes you need to be on top of the building and throw yourself, you know, because it's based on two things. It's either you fall down and learn to get back up, or while you throw yourself down, you learn to fly. You know, so it's like this bit. It there's no losing. You
yeah,
know, there's no losing, and I don't mind and everything. Like it could go down, it could go high, it could go left, and everything. But I know if anything happens, I'll pick myself up. If anything happens, I'll unlearn what I've already learned and learn a new thing. I'll adapt. That's what Darwin said, right? So isn't that life sciences and natural selection and everything? That's what they're teaching, saying adapt. The ones that adapt, they continue and be the next species. But the ones that fail to adapt, they die.
yeah,
And that's what the world is based on. It's not about what happens. To what happens is the same. What happens to you in Australia, what's happening here to me in Africa, or what's happening to somebody else in America, that's the same. But what's different is what we do about it.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So yeah, so for me right now, I had to get in that zone of realizing that, yo, man, like happenings and life being hard, yo, bro, everybody can say their own stories. Everybody has their share. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody has that, and it's fine. Issues are for everybody, but what's different is what we do about them, and that's where my confidence comes from. Of saying, I know what I'll do with mine. I'll deal with them. That's what I'll do with them. I won't sit there and cry. You know, I'll deal with them, and I'll stand for myself, and I'll be me. I don't mind if you like me or you don't like me. If you're feeling me or you're not feeling me, I'm feeling myself, and that's what it's supposed to be. And I've got to that peak, and I've got to that place of me feeling myself and feeling like, yo, man, I'm one of these people that are here, and I'm great. I do feel like I'm great. If I'm not great yet, I will be great, because I've seen like I said, I've seen my personalities, how they end up. You know what I'm saying? And that gives you confidence, that seeing someone that's identical to you, not in the same circumstances, but you see what they did with their lives.
Yeah.
No, and it's nice. It's like it's just like how if you're gonna go to church and read the Bible, that book is only full like of warning and examples, you know. And right now, that's how I'm structuring my life. I have my own warnings, and I have my own examples. So now I'm reading my life. I'm studying myself. I wanna grow. I wanna read certain things, you know, and I would do it. I would do it even if it takes the remainder of my life, but I'll do it.
Man, that's a powerful message to like put out, and a powerful message because people are going to connect with that, because people are really, really, really like, even if they haven't started yet, just the fact that they see you doing so much self-reflection and growth within yourself, and loving who you're turning into and who you are, and the lessons that have made you who you are, it gives them hope too, and it gives all of us hope. So it's fantastic to hear you speak with such wisdom and such insight into something like this, bro, because it's something that's missing
You
in
know, bro, like you know how I am, and it's crazy that I just keep moving off like what you're asking and everything. But this is how I am. You know me, like I like speaking this thing and I speak my mind. But I just realized that, like, I just realized, and that's how I'm thinking right now, that yo, the last chapter of my life hasn't been lived. Like, it hasn't been written, if anything else. Like, I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. I can still change. I can still. So if you're judging me now and say I'm not gonna reach that, I'm not gonna be that, and how you know?
yeah,
You're judging me prematurely. I can still go. Like, I
yeah,
can still run. You know, that's how I'm feeling. And right now, it doesn't matter if I've explored 10% of my potential or 20% or even more. I don't know. But I'm just trying to explore more, bro. I just feel like I landed on this part of me that I wanted to see, this part of me that I wanted to feel. And that's why I don't mind trying new things, like even going back to music now, writing a book. If there's anything that I want to transition to again, I'll go to it. The last chapter of my life hasn't been written. I can still change and be a doctor.
yeah,
You understand that if they're saying that you need 10,000 hours to perfect something, that's like 7.5 years, right?
yeah,
So if you're gonna live for 70 years and you had to structure 10 years for anything, that means you can live 7 lives.
yeah,
You understand? You can live 7 lives, but we all end up living one. You get that one job and stick by it forever. Nah, life is all about exploring and growing and traveling. So life is all about being alive, really. That's what it's all about
100%.
for me.
We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and that human experience is there to grow us and teach us and learn, so that when we move on to the next life or whatever it is, the knowledge,
Yeah,
the experiences that we have, and that's why driving and pushing yourself to grow and learn different things. It's so cool that you said you could have 7 lives within the same lifetime, and it's so.
yeah, bro, you can. But it's like everybody will keep like if you know what's the biggest problem? That's why I'm saying the brain is designed to protect people. Every time temporary defeat comes, people just cry and stop everything and give up.
Yeah,
But it will come. It's how you grow. If you don't fail, remember, if fail, they say it's first attempt in learning. Isn't it that what everybody calls it? First attempt in learning.
yeah,
If you failing, that means you need to make it right. So make it right.
yeah,
No, but a lot of people, they just end up on that. Because I mean, I won't lie. For me, it like when I was going through this process, it started from blame to shame, then change. It's such a long process, brother. Like you need to start blaming everybody else, and while you're blaming everybody else, you're not gonna be blaming yourself until you realize that, yeah, I need to blame myself. Then you feel shame. And once you're feeling shame, that's the hardest part. You're gonna be trying to take yourself away from everybody. You won't want nobody to see you and everything because you're feeling ashamed. And once you feel ashamed, you look at yourself and you won't like that. You'll be like, oh, I'm not this person, I'm not that, and you try to change. But it's such a long process that nobody ends up finishing everything. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's such a long. process. It's just like even like going back to music and everything. Now I started one song out, but there's still gonna be temporary defeat, and I'm ready for it. If there's temporary defeat, that means then I can elevate to the next stage.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how people grow, and that's how things keep on moving forward. If you keep growing and keep reaching and seeking and stretching, that's how you keep moving forward. Really, that's how you keep moving forward. Like even I don't care even if you're so faithful to God and everything, the devil will come and test you.
Yeah.
And bro, don't even lie to yourself. The devil is strong. Like it's
Yeah.
so strong, you know, and everything. So there's a test for everything. And to get above those things, you need to go and face it. You
Yeah.
need to and face it with an open mind of not like lying to yourself. If you're failing, you're failing. If you're winning, you're winning. I think it's maturity that if you're winning, you must win with no apology. But if you're losing, you must also don't complain. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because you understand that everything it boils down to you. It's about what you do about it. You can everybody loses. But some people they don't choose to look at it that way. They it just fires them up to keep going for more. Some people you tell them they can't do something, they just do that thing and try and end up doing it. Some people you tell them you can't do that thing and then they listen to you. You know, and I think it's how it is. People are gonna be themselves and everybody will be themselves. The most thing that we hear to understand is that we all deserve to be here, and if you're alive then you are God. You know, you made in God's image, and you should understand that like for me, I don't know, I just don't believe that any human being could run another human being. I just believe humans need a God. But that's how I was raised as Jehovah's Witnesses and everything. That's just what's in my head. But for me, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I believe that you can be whatever you want as long as you put your mind into it and put in the work. If you're willing to go 1,000 miles or 1,000 kilometers, whatever you guys are calling it in Australia, if you're willing to go through all of that for you to be you, then yeah, go ahead. Because that's what will happen. Because it's like, it's hard. It's hard to be yourself, bro. It's hard. Trust me, it's hard. It's like, bro, I speak my mind. Everybody feels crazy about it just because I said what I want to say. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I'm not gonna stop. It's me that
Yeah.
said it. You get what I'm saying? And it's how I am. But like people are so emotional. Like there's like people are so emotional, bro. Even when you're telling them something that's right and something that's true, they're just gonna lose their brains because they don't want to hear what they're doing wrong, and that's why they'll never grow. That's why they'll never elevate. They'll stay in the same loop
Yeah.
because they don't want to hear what they're doing wrong. And to fix, you need to understand both sides. That okay, I'm weak here, I'm right there. I'm good here, I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
You need to understand all of those things basically to know yourself and to take charge of your life. And that's more like writing a movie script, bro.
Yeah.
Like you need to understand what weather it will be. If you're writing a movie script, as someone that shoots out explain, it's like you need to understand if you're writing the certain treatment for a music video, maybe, right? You need to understand that it's gonna be raining that day, so we're not gonna get these scenes like this because like this. Okay, when is it sunny? Because that's what we want. Okay, who's gonna be on the camera? Wait, you get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
needs to be that way. But a lot of people they just they're just acting like life is happening to them and not for them. Life is happening for us, dog, not to us. It's
Yeah.
happening for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if it's happening for you, live it. Be
Yeah.
on top of it.
Change
Yeah,
your mind
live it.
and let the universe has got your back. It wants you to
Yeah.
it wants you to succeed, but we hold ourselves back. Self
That's
doubt.
what I'm saying. It's happening. Do you know that the day I realized that, yo, I'm not rich, I also realized that, yo, my brain been protecting me from being rich. You understand that thing? Because, like, of how I looked at money. It's just, I'll make an example. If you grow up and everybody told you that money is the root of all evil, and you believe that, and move on with it. But you can't just wake up and say it's not, and then you think your subconscious mind is gonna believe that it's smarter than you. It's still gonna be there. So the only way to finesse the universe, the only way, do you remember that if it says that the law of if it's the law of attraction, if it states that you only attract what you're in harmony with, what you're in the same frequency with, and it continued and said what you look as true, that's what will set you free. It says the truth will set you free,
Yeah.
right? Then you have to understand that once you look at something as the truth, if someone says you ugly and you look at that the truth, you're gonna feel it. If someone says you whack at this thing and you see that as the truth, then it will be that. But for you to get through that and for it to not go that way, it's for you to look at it as a lie, but not lying to yourself, actually seeing it as a lie. So then it you be doing a research. If someone is saying money is the root of all evil, then you'd be like, no, but that's not what the Bible said. It said the love of money is the root of all evil. Once
Yeah.
you start seeing it that way, now you're able to see it as a lie. That, oh, but it's written the love of money,
Yeah.
not money. Now you can debate. And once you're in that space with your brain and you're thinking like that, there's questions, there's so many things. You don't know what to believe. And that's the best state because you're able to find the truth and what to believe and what's
Yeah.
good.
Hello.
Yeah, sure, brother. Sorry, I just got a call. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
No, 100%. That's like it's so good, and just rewiring your brain like that, then and that changes your vibration, and you're able to attract more, and it starts to attract. I think we may have lost him. Oh,
Can you see me?
no.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
No,
My
that's all good.
signal.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're just saying on what you said, like there, it's so good because it's so true. And once that perspective shifts, then you're able to see it from a different angle, and then you
Yeah.
change your vibration, and then what you were scared of because you thought the money was bad, now you realize it's not money
Yeah.
that's bad, but
That's the people.
it's people that have the money, and the intent with it, and so then you change your vibration and you can start to attract it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get what I'm saying? And it's like it's not only about money, it's just that it's easy to make the like examples about money and dreams because we can measure that. But it's even like even for deeper things, it works that way. If you think a certain way about yourself and you believe that as truth, then that's what it will be. Like I read a lot of books and bro, Henry Ford and them been preaching the same thing. If you listen to all the great people, they've told you the same thing. That whether you believe you be it, or you believe you won't be it. But I think Henry Ford said, if you believe you can reach it or you believe you can't reach it, you're still right. Both times. Because if you think you can't get it, you can't.
Yeah.
But if you think you can, you can. It's that type of world. There's nothing, bro, that you ever think of or want that's not being created. That's not here on earth. Everything you could ever want is already created for you. The only thing you need is to get in the same frequency with it and get it. But that's the hard part. I won't lie. That's really hard. It's really hard. Most of these things that I'm reading about in those books, bro, they're really hard. But I'm also trying to adapt. I'm also trying to use them in my life. I'm also trying to be grown by them. And how I'm looking at life right now and seeing other things, I think I believe it when they say life starts at 40, dog. Like I'm seeing how people that are at that age, how they break down information and how they look at things and everything, and the people my age and everything. And maybe they're right. Maybe life does start at 40. Could be honest. And if I'm studying so much right now and I'm growing my brain like this much, I want to see what I'll be when I'm 40. Right now, like I'm saying, I'm competing with myself. I'm competing because I have so many plans. I have so many things I want to do, you know. And I don't know how to spread myself in a lot of ways. But then that's when I realized, because for me, remember, I go and search things that will agree with me, so I see what I want to do as truth. So I'll go and say, okay, 10,000 hours, cut the month, blah, blah. Also, I can do anything I want to do. I have time. My best leverage is time. I'm like that. For me, I'm just gonna keep searching, bro. And I'm not even gonna lie. Right now, I think it's even very fun for me to speaking about these things. And it's like now I even get how come I even like why people will end up liking me and everything. I get to say like the right thing at the right time, reason being I understand feelings. I know how people are feeling. Like I can feel when you sad. I can see that, oh, you sad. Oh, let's say this. You will feel good. And then you feel good. Like, oh, now it looks like I'm a genius. Not really. I just study things. I just study life. I'm just in tune. Jim Moon said one dope thing. He said, if you want to be rich, study wealth. If you want to be pretty, study people that are pretty. If you want to be successful, study success. If you want to clothes, if you want to be a fashion designer, study fashion designers. If you want to be a musician, study music. But the key word here is study.
Yeah.
That's the key word. You need to study. There's no way that this information will just come and slip in your head. What do you think this is? Israel and manna? No ways. It's not that type of thing. You need to study it.
You need to learn.
Unfortunately, there's no other way to put it in your head. And right now, it's even easier to study. There's audiobooks. There's so many information in the internet. And like my biggest problem, it always get to, but he doesn't, maybe this guy is not right. So then I end up searching other 25 guys that are saying the same thing just for me to be sure. But it's how I am and it's what I want to do. So even like with like green light and the type of music I want to make right now, that's the field I'm studying. Those are the type of people I'm studying. I'm just studying that type of target market and everything, and to see how they think and then how to make them feel and when to take them up or to take them down and everything. And like I think like I also believe that like environment or your surrounding counts a lot, because like a Zulu kid that grows up in Australia, even if they want to be Zulu and they can be raised by even Shaka Zulu himself, they still gonna speak English. They still gonna think like Australian people think, because that's how they were raised. So your friends and everybody, they count. So for me, my biggest begging is the people I'm around. You get what I'm saying? That's why even the music won't go south because of the people I'm around. Nothing will go south because of the people I'm around. If it goes south, that means we all don't know it. You know what I'm saying? But if they know it, then I'll leverage on them. If I know something, they'll leverage on me. And that's the type of relationship we have. It's like, I didn't get to know all of these things. Nasty C had to put it in my head. He had to make me study these books and everything. And one thing that I'm always looking is like, because sometimes you don't need to have a plan. You just need a friend with a good plan that you believe in, and just break your heart off in that plan and things will happen. Sometimes we're not all born to be stars. Yes, that's true. But we all can be stars if we wanted to. It just depends on who we choose to surround ourselves with and everything. So my biggest leverage, like with the music and like with everything really, it's like it's the people I chill around with, and the thoughts I pick in my head also, because the thoughts I pick in my head, obviously they come from the information I study and everything. And like, I'm not even gonna lie, like it's this is all I speak about all day, all long. That's why I'm even like, I don't like, on the questions you ask, I'm trying to answer and stick to them and everything. But this thing is expressing itself so much, bro. I just trying to speak about it. That's where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at.
Man, you got to speak your heart. You have to. You have to. The question,
Yeah,
one
I
question
think.
is just a little, like, it's just a little starting point. But I love that. You go somewhere with it, because then it's knowledge for people. People need this knowledge. Just the way that you've been taught and you've read. Now other people are going to hear you speak, and it's going to open their mind up. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think maybe that's one of the things. Like, it's like, bro, like we'll be on the phone for like hours, like speaking about this thing and everything. And when you're done, there's so many points. It feels like when me speaking, I need a pen and a paper to record some of the things. Cause like, why I say it, why I choose to say it and everything, why I choose to say these things. It's because I don't know how my brain works, but the more I keep studying and everything, it generates its own thoughts. So I could be saying something because you asked me a good question, and how it just structured a certain information in my head that was there all along, but I don't also know it's there. And then when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I could grow from that. That's a dope thing, and that's why I'm feeling like maybe I need a pen and a paper sometimes when I speak, or like when I'm speaking to other people and everything. Because what I realized, bro, is it's so boring, bro. Like, it's so boring, like playing soccer with people who don't know how to play soccer if you know how to play soccer. But it's very nice playing soccer with people that know how to play soccer if you like if you're a soccer player. You get what I'm saying? That's a very nice, and that's what's happening with me. Like when I get to people like you and everything, and we get to speak about these things, like I get super excited, you know, and I'm losing my brain and everything because it feels nice. But if I was trying to describe it, maybe like explain it or break it down to someone that didn't get it and everything, it's just draining. It
Yeah,
is. It's draining so much.
much have to
It's
simplify
draining.
it.
Yeah, you need. It feels like I need to simplify myself and break myself down a lot, and that's why that's what I'm dealing with on this book, because I'm writing this book not for people or people my age too, but mostly for kids. You know, not kids, but like teenagers.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah,
it's
like
the way
teenagers
the
and
way you
everything.
made this book is it's a practical learning. It's to put practical. It's the same way that they teach people with, like, you know, when they, like, some people are good with building with their hands, and so like they'll learn math while they're building and using stuff with their hands and stuff.
Yeah,
You give them
yeah.
practical sense to be able to, and then you give them a like the knowledge behind it, and it helps them go and learn.
Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying? So the hardest thing is trying to think like how they think. You know,
Yeah.
that's, bro. It's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. It's trying to like go down and not. This is another thing. I can't use what I went through because they're not living in the same times. You know what I'm saying? They living in 2020. I was that age when. You get what I'm saying? So now I had to don't go back then. I think with writing, Doug, with working on this book, it's like it taught me so many things. Now I understand that there's an introduction, there's a middle part, there's a conclusion, and now everything has that. Even when you're meeting people, there's an introduction, and
Yeah.
there's a middle part which is very long. Sometimes we never get to conclusion, but some people do. You get what I'm saying? And now how I'm looking at life, it's like I'm writing a book. Like literally everything I'm doing, it's like, because now I get it there. Because I would write, bro. I would sit there and write 5 pages, come back and read them. They're boring. No, and now I realize that you see this thing of the energy you put in is what you take out. I get to see it. If I was bored while writing those words, by the time I'm reading them, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
So I need to be happy with what I'm writing and everything. And when I'm reading it, I'm also there like, you get what I'm saying? And I get to learn a lot about myself, about I get to learn a lot because it takes me days. Like I spend so much time writing that thing, like just writing it. Like I would rewrite it would take me 3 weeks, 12 hours a day, just writing, writing. I don't eat when I'm in that process. I do, but like I eat now and then, and you know it becomes a lot, but I like it because when I come out of it, I'm just so lost at certain thing. And remember that I can't read when I've already started rewriting,
Yeah.
right? Because I need to pull it out from my brain. But then I go to a space where I study a lot and just keep writing down points, my own points. Then when I come back and write, I need to stop all of those things. I'm only focusing on these points and just rewriting. But I spend so much time by myself and with my own thoughts that I figure out so many things by the time I come out there. That's why I think it's so important for people not to write books or write anything, but to write their thoughts down. It's important.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's so important. You can't use your brain as a filing cabinet. You can't. You
Yeah.
can't. You need to write it down. And if you keep writing it down, then it'll be better. Because you, even if you do forget it, you can pull out your journal and see that's, oh, I wrote it here, and everything. Because you know what's crazy? This is like when we losing and the days are dark, you forget that you've ever won.
Yeah.
It's like if you're winning, when you're winning, you forget that you've ever lost.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to figure out, because to take a risk, basically to take a risk, it means that you understand that if we're falling, this is how much we'll fall. But if we're growing, this is how much we'll grow. And we're covering both sides. That if I lose, at least I'll lose this much and I can cover it here. But if I win, I'll win that much and I'll be there. You get what I'm saying? You need to know both sides. But a lot of people, they think taking a risk is just jumping without knowing anybody will catch you. That's a dumb risk.
Yeah.
A good risk is when yeah, and everything. And for now, like that's why I'm taking these much risk and everything because I know someone will catch me, and that person is me.
Yeah,
If anything flops, I'll catch myself.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
honestly we've got to. I really feel like we need to do a live Instagram live and just sit there and talk, just and
yeah.
communicate.
That'll be better.
This
We
is
could
gonna
we
be
could try
awesome.
that.
I'll have to wrap this one up.
Yeah,
And this has honestly been one of the best interviews that I've done. Like serious, straight up. Like this is absolutely
really.
yeah, 100%. It's
Don't
packed.
lie, bro.
Bro, no, I'm not bullshitting you, bro. Like people don't talk in depth. People don't share their heart. People kind of hold back because they're scared of what people are going to think. But you've really been able to just like straight up just rattle off absolute knowledge and back it up with examples and show people and guide people on how to do it. Because the fact is, bro, you're living your life and you're doing and you're achieving your goals. You're achieving your dreams.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
you're living proof that you can do what you set your mind to do. And so for the fact
yeah,
is like, it's amazing to see and talk to somebody who's actually full of so much life and knowledge, and that's why like I genuinely want to jump on Instagram and do a live, because then there's no limit to what we talk about,
yeah,
It's just
yeah. Definitely.
instant,
Just
like,
tell me when you want to do it, bro. We can even do it today. I don't mind.
yeah, fucking oath. Let's do it. I've got
Oh
another
yeah,
thing that I need to do tonight, so let's jump on and do it.
yeah.
Let's do it tomorrow evening, or your time
Cool
tomorrow
shit.
morning, sort of thing.
Cool shit. No stress.
Let's do it.
No stress. Me, I'm game. I'm game.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this book to be released too, and I can't wait for you to be.
No, I'll send it to you, bro. I'm actually gonna send you. I'm gonna send it to you like right now on WhatsApp. I'm gonna send it to you.
Man, good man, good man. I'm gonna read that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send. But yeah, it switches, bro. Every time I rewrite, just know maybe your best points on that thing, there won't be my best points when I'm rewriting. But yeah, just I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. But yeah, it switches a lot. It switches a lot, bro. Like, but I have time. I'm dropping it in 5 years, so I have so much time.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be out here like next year or something, bro, and we can actually probably link up and do a full on, just sit down and just absolutely like get.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as we land in Australia, you know what's up, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
You know. Yeah, you know what's up, bro.
And give my love to the boys and tell them keep
I
killing
will.
it, and you keep killing it, bro. I'm so excited, and honestly, congratulations on this song. Like you've really nailed it.
I will.
Like it's
I
bound.
will. Thank you so much, brother. I
Dutch.
really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Much love, my bro.
That way. Always shots, brother. Have a great one.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Always shots. Lovely.
Catch you, my
Shots. Fresh.
Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much for joining me again for another one of those Dapper chats. My mind's running wild. I can't get enough of Teddy. It's honestly he's one of those people I literally could sit there and talk to for hours. Obviously, we've done that and we talked to him for an hour. But yeah, wow. I hope you all get out of this what I got out of it. It's one of those amazing interviews that you just really do learn so much about yourself and so much, and get so many tools that you can learn to help you and guide you through your life. So I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day, and stay blessed, and remember to impact someone with love.
In order to turn my dreams into reality, I speak it out and then I got a prophecy.